Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a whole year. And this is video 193 of 365. And I just wanted to share a couple things from some sessions I had today. And it was kind of a theme of, once again, people not knowing how to love themselves. And loving yourself is a really big deal, I feel, because it's part of your self concept, which your self concept is what creates your whole reality and how you perceive it. So, how you perceive yourself is how you're going to perceive everything around you. So, in my opinion, it's probably the most important thing that we get in tip top shape. And it is the hardest thing to get in tip top shape, I feel like, for a lot of people. And so, I speak with all different ages of people, and even the younger ones are not knowing how to love themselves. They know how to love their friends just fine, but themselves, they think that, they don't love themselves. And so they like themselves, but there's not love there. And so I questioned that today, and I wondered, well, why, what would make you not love yourself, or what makes someone lovable? And they were saying that, well, when you do things a certain way, like when you're good at something, you're lovable. And when you can do something, basically was it. Like, we're not human doings, we're human beings, And I explained that you don't have to do anything to be loved. Just you being alive is enough for you to be loved. And so this is a practice. Again, I gave some homework out, some fun work to people to do that mirror work and just look in the mirror and say, I love you. And over and over and over, just look into your eyes for 5 minutes even, and just kind of stare at yourself and see what emotions pop up when you're just present with yourself. That's the whole thing about this, is to be present with oneself. Because when you master yourself and the way that you feel and the way that you're thinking, and you can learn how to direct your mind properly and train it properly, you can create anything you want, and relatively quickly. And so if you so desire. So it starts with self. It starts with recognizing, hey, I am this awesome, amazing person. I was telling this client to be their own hype person. We've got to change our minds. We've got to think differently. We've got to stop looking outside of ourselves for validation for anything. We've got to give that to ourselves. We cannot look to other people to make us feel better. We've lost all of our power when we do that. And I used to be a person that thought, very recently, this wasn't that long ago. I mean, I really have come a long way throughout the last year or two in this, where I don't expect anybody to bring me up. I bring myself up so much that I don't need to be brought up by anybody. That's kind of how it goes. Now, we all have our downtimes with certain things that happen in life. Of course, we have emotions and feelings about things. But you want to make yourself so unshakable and unmovable and so firm and grounded in yourself and how awesome and amazing you are that nothing can touch you. Like, why not do that for yourself? And so I just kind of came up with that. I don't think I've ever said in a session before, hey, be your own hype person. And it's true. It's like, wake up in the morning and say, I am amazing. I am such an awesome person. I can handle anything today. Just over and over, pump yourself full of this stuff. Inject it in you, because like a shot, inject it, because we're doing that with the negative all the time. And if we're not doing it about ourselves, we're thinking about stuff outside of ourselves and letting that control us every single time. And it's such an addiction that we have to the negative thoughts. So we've got to remember to gain control of our life. We can actually train our minds to focus on what we want, what we prefer. And we can do this relatively quickly. And I'm studying 3 particular books right now, and I'll refer to them throughout these videos, of course, I'm sure in the future. But one is, of course, The Science of Getting Rich. And I'm really studying this because it is what you would call a science, I guess. I mean, it really is. There's a proper way to think, a proper way to direct your thoughts where you want them to go. And I know I've talked about this for the last 6 months. There's a proper way to think, but it really solidifies after a while once you practice it. And the way that I think about it now is the more I love myself and the more I just project that love out to the world, because your heart energy actually projects out 8 to 10 feet. I can't remember how they measured this. Someone way smarter than me measured this. But 8 to 10 feet is where your heart energy goes out. So when you're walking around people, like, you guys are touching hearts, you don't even know it. And I think that's really cool. Like, you just send this loving energy out to everybody. And you just be this light. You be this lighthouse. And nothing can harm you when you're in that state. Nothing can not heal in that state. And I think we all need a healing of some sort. All of us have something that needs to be healed. And we're all carrying some baggage that we can probably let go of today. And so we've got to decide, well, what is it that I need to let go of today? What can I give myself permission to let go of? What am I taking responsibility over that I don't need to be taking responsibility over anymore? And really working on, okay, I'm going to direct my thoughts to what's in the Science of Getting Rich called formless substance. I'm going to work with the universe instead of against it. So let's say we see this blob of energy out there it's formless, it's just a blob. We're going to form it. We're going to command this. We're going to claim that I'm this person who has this. So I want all possibilities to come to me. Thank you for all these different opportunities that are coming to me. And we just say what it is that we want. Command this energy to basically create these forces around us to create what we're wanting. And this just takes practice, like to just think that way, that there's nothing really else to do but just work with this energy. But we've got to be in a mental state that can work with that energy properly. We can work with the energy all day long because it's right here next to us. We are part of it, but it's the mental state that creates. So we want to be in the state of love, appreciation, feeling powerful, like we have control over our lives, like we are empowered, we have autonomy, we can make choices, we have freedom, we have peace. Most people I talk to not only want happiness, but they want freedom and peace as well. There is nothing better to create freedom and peace than like from self-love. And it takes just some practice. That's all. People think that they're stuck with the brain they have, and they never are. You can always change the way that you think any moment that you want to. You just got to get to that place where you're so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've been there. I was like, I cannot think these thoughts anymore. They're hurting me. And you got to think, okay, is this a helpful thought or is this a hurtful thought? If it's a hurtful thought of any kind, like, I don't know if I can do this, even that's a hurtful thought. No, we don't think like that anymore. That's self number one. We're going to go to self number two. I'm capable of doing anything. If you look back at your life, you can look at everything. Pretty much everything worked out in some sort of way, or at least it ended. And we didn't have to worry about fixing anything. Everything kind of falls into place the way it's supposed to. And if you look at everything around you as this is for my benefit, everything is happening for my benefit, you'll find that that's true. It'll be really interesting once you practice and you try to pull the gems out of everything. What's this lesson telling me about myself? And then you examine your thoughts. Okay, I feel this way. And then you give yourself the power. You say, I choose to feel this way because, and then you finish that sentence. What would the answer to that be? I choose to feel this way because I feel that this helps me understand this better, or whatever the case is. Make it about you. I'm choosing to feel this way. Why would I choose to feel this way? If I can choose to feel any way I want to, and no one's taught me this before, that I can choose the way I think and feel about every single situation, doesn't matter what the situation is. What if I actually can choose how I feel? Well, if that's the case, then how would I choose to feel about this situation? What beliefs must I be holding on to that are keeping me from thinking a more preferable thought? And that's something to really think about inside yourself, and continue this mirror work where you look at yourself and you say, man, I'm awesome. I love you. Give yourself what you never got. If there's something you didn't get in your childhood, give it to yourself now. Give it to you. Don't wait on other people to give it to you. They'll give it to you eventually, but you want to make sure you're giving it to you. And I had to teach this person also that the most important relationship you ever have is with yourself. No one's more important than you. You've got to make yourself the most important. And that's how you become in the energy of love itself, even though we are love itself, but you are in that energy then. And that means you can help 10 times as many people as you want to. You can help anybody from that energy. and people will be attracted to that energy. And it's healing energy in itself. And so we are healing energy for others, but we got to maintain that mental state, and we've got to maintain that frequency that we're creating through that mental state. And that's where we fall short. I think that's the only thing, that's the downfall of humans, is we get distracted. There's a squirrel over here, and it reminds us, oh yeah, I don't have this, or this happened today. We get this reminder of the past. Even a second ago is the past. So you're starting fresh every moment, and you get to decide what you bring into this moment. You don't have to bring even a second ago into this now moment. Isn't that so cool? It's like we have the permission basically to let go of the past, even if it was a second ago. Just, you got to let go of it. You can't bring that into the now and expect for your next now to change. The next now is going to be the same as the previous now if we're taking the same stuff in there. We got to just decide, what do I want? How do I want to feel? What do I prefer? How do I want to believe about myself? How do I want to think and feel about myself? And then we create this scene. Remember to create a scene. Go to sleep in this scene and feel like you're in the scene. And the scene will imply that you're already this person that has what you want. And feel what it would feel like. Hear people congratulating you or saying the things that you wish someone would say to you right now. Just give it to yourself in your mind and fall asleep. Loop that over and over again in your mind, and then fall asleep in that feeling. And you're going to wake up a lot happier when you do that. If nothing changes other than that, you've won. We just want what we want because we think we're going to feel better when we get it. That's it. So why not feel better now? I really took that in a long time ago when I heard that from Abraham Hicks videos about, like, when you just feel good now, you don't really want anything after that. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's just icing on the cake when you do get something that you thought you wanted, but you just feel so good all the time that it doesn't really matter. Like, and you can train yourself to do this. I promise, I've trained myself to do it. You can do it. It just takes practice, and I'll try to keep varying the things I talk about, so different things might resonate with you that are different. But try all the things I suggest and see what fits for you, because you never know what might work. The simplest things can work. Saying thank you to everything around you, it just creates a different mental state. That's all we're wanting to do, is generate a feeling from nothing changing outside of us. We want to change inside first. And then everything changes from the inside out. We'll see big changes. And it doesn't really matter what changes outside of you right now. It matters who you're becoming as things start to change inside of you first. And then you're going to see some big, weird glitches in your matrix. And things will start to shift. You're going to see weird things. I mean, I promise you, like, things will come out of nowhere. But remember, all possibilities exist. So you can have anything you want. You just have to believe that you can and not counteract that belief. So start being your own hype person, and let me know what you're hyping yourself up for. Like, comment below and tell me, like, I'm going to be my own hype person today. I'm going to decide to do this because you deserve it. You deserve the best. You are the best. There's no one better than you. You're amazing. You're capable. Start plugging these things into your brain every day, and you will become unmovable and unshakable. That's where we want to be. That's the mental state where we want to be. So you guys got this. Thank you so much for listening. If this helped you at all, which I intend that it did, and I want to increase you with every video, and I hope and intend that this did, please send this to anybody else who might want to hear it. Just share it with them. Pass it on. Remember, you're loved. Pass it on to somebody who needs to hear it. And remember, what you appreciate. So appreciate yourself today, because you so deserve it. I'll be back tomorrow.